Hey, good evening, class. My name is Keyshawn Denham. I'm a senior here at Shaw University, and I play football. I'm a student athlete. I've been playing football for about 15 years, and today I will be introducing how to properly dribble a basketball with your hands. Basically, how to dribble while playing basketball. So, dribbling is important because most basketball players have to be able to get to the basket and avoid defenders. Some of the best athletes in the world, like Kyrie Irving, LeBron James, they're kind of like the masters of being able to dribble. They know all the ins and outs of being able to how to dribble a basketball. So I'll be showing you how to properly dribble a ball with your hands. And I believe that dribbling should be introduced at a young age. The earlier, the better. The more experience you have of dribbling a ball of any sort, it could be a tennis ball, a basketball, will give you an advantage in the future if that's what you want to do and that's what the sport that you want to play. Dribbling goes back a long time ago. It actually wasn't that popular in the early 90s. A lot of people, they knew how to dribble, but it wasn't as advanced how it is in today's game. There's a lot more ins and outs, crossovers, behind the back, spin moves that a lot of players are doing now with the ball. So you got to be able to learn those skills if you want to be an advanced, high-level player in this economy, in this world. So today, I'll be going over the critical elements as well as coaching cues, troubleshooting. As well, I will also be going over a game that you could help develop yourself and that you could practice in your room, in your own setting, anywhere. You could go outside and you could do this activity wherever you would choose to, whatever you desire or wherever you choose to do that activity, such activity. Obviously, babies can't dribble a basketball, but you can, once you're able to develop how to walk, you could kind of install these little tips into your kids about the basics basically of how to dribble a basketball. The little things of dribbling with your fingertips instead of your palms, teaching them how to get into a ready stance. All these things can be coached at a young age, and it's not advanced at all. And people of all ages can learn how to do so. People from, I'd say, about 4 to as old as you could live up to. So, alrighty, class, I'm back. Keyshawn Denham here again, senior at Shaw University. And even though I am a football player, I will be going over and show you the critical elements and the troubleshooting to dribbling a basketball. Now, as cliche as it sounds, these are the little things that are important when it comes to dribbling a basketball, whether it's with your hands, with your feet. So, first things first, we're going to get into a ready position. Our ready position is going to consist of 3 things. 1, keeping our knees bent. 2, making sure that the opposite foot is forward that you'll be dribbling with. So if I'm dribbling the ball with my right hand, then I want to make sure that my left foot is up. And then 3, you want to make sure the ball is held in front of your body. This is the 3 steps to consisting of a ready position, and I'll be showing you how to get into such ready position here. So notice my knees are bent, not standing straight up, but knees bent. You want to keep the ball in front of you. You want to make sure the ball isn't too far in front of you because the defender will be able to strip or steal the ball. You want to make sure it's not too far out to the left or too far out to the right, but keep it in front of you. It's hard to see, but my feet are staggered because the ball is in my right hand. I have my left foot forward. If I can give you a better, so it's kind of like this. As I'm about to dribble with my right hand, I have my left foot forward. And notice how the ball isn't too far in front of me, but it's actually right here. I'm able to access it easily. It's not too far away from me. Now we're gonna get into the action steps. Basically, these are the 2 steps that we are going over with our arm motion. So first, you wanna make sure one hand contacts the ball at about waist level. That's important because you don't wanna have the ball too high up as you're dribbling it, because it gives the defender more opportunity to be able to steal the ball, to swipe the ball if he's close enough to defend it. 2, you want to make sure that you're using your finger pads. So notice how earlier I said you want to dribble with your fingers and not the palm of your hand. It's easier to access if you're able to dribble with the fingertips instead of the palms. The fingers are very important because it allows you to do more dribble moves. It allows you to have more control compared to just smacking the ball with the palm of your hand. It's easier to lose control, and you're more likely to give the ball up to the defender if you're going up against somebody. But if you're practicing against yourself, then the more practice, the better. So notice how we go from the ready position of having our knees bent and the ball in front of us. You can make sure the ball is not too far out in front of you, but relatively close so that you're able to make contact with those finger pads. It's important to keep your eyes forward as you're doing this. Your eyes have to be focused. You don't want to be looking down. You want to be looking in the direction that you're dribbling to. So if I'm dribbling straight, I'm gonna actually turn, and we're gonna go from our ready position of having our knees bent and the ball in front of us, left foot forward as I'm dribbling it with my right hand. Notice how the ball is staying at about waist level. It's not too low, but it's coming up to about the waist. Notice how it's not going up too high. And yeah, notice also how I'm using my finger pads and not the actual palm of my hand. Notice how when I do dribble it with the palm of my hand, it's easier to lose control, and it's harder to bring the ball back in. It's also harder to keep the ball at about waist level, which is what you want to do when you're going up against a good defender. Notice how also, I'll switch it up. I'm gonna actually have my right hand or my right leg staggered in front, and I'm gonna have the ball in my left hand this time. Notice how as I'm dribbling it, my eyes are looking forward, and I'm dribbling it with the finger pads, my finger pads, and not the palm of my hand. I'm actually not a lefty, so it's actually kind of harder, but yeah. Eyes forward, my right foot in front, knees bent, and we're just gonna dribble it and dribble and dribble with the finger pads until you're ready to cross over. Notice as I cross over how my legs switched. So I went from a staggered right foot forward dribbling it with my left hand to dribbling it with my right hand with my left foot staggered. Notice also how I'm keeping my eyes forward, and you want to also make sure that you have the defender in sight as you're dribbling the basketball. So first things first, ready position, knees bent, left foot forward. Notice I have the ball in my right hand this time, and we're gonna have our eyes looking forward. So dribbling it with the right hand, left foot forward, eyes forward, dribbling it with your finger pads, and notice how I keep the ball, again, relatively close to my waist. You don't wanna have the ball dribbling too hard where it's going up too high like this, because notice how it's easier to be able to just swipe it away as a defender. The lower you are, the better, because it forces the defender to have to get low with you if they want to have access to the ball. So dribbling it with my right hand, I have my left foot forward, eyes forward, dribbling it with my finger pads, and keeping the ball relatively around the waist. All right. So next things next, we're gonna actually switch hands as we dribble. So we're gonna add another step to it. And as we're looking forward, as we're looking forward, we want to make sure that, like I said, the ball stays at about waist level, and you want to continue to use the finger pads as you're doing so. Now we're gonna go into actually moving while dribbling the ball with your hands. So we're gonna go from a ready position of having our left foot forward and the ball in our right hand, and we're gonna just simply start off dribbling it until you get the hang of it. And then once you decide to switch hands, you're gonna switch feet as well. You want to make sure that your knees stay bent. You want to make sure that your eyes are still looking forward as you're doing this. It's gonna take a lot of practice, but once you do, the more practice, the better, and you will continue to get better. So notice, right hand, left foot forward, knees bent, my eyes are looking forward. Now when you get ready to cross over, notice as I cross over, I'm bringing my right foot forward, and I'm keeping that ball around my waist level. Notice I'm still using the finger pads of my hands, and I'm not using the palms of my hands, and I'm doing it like so. Cross over, bring the other foot forward, right foot, left hand is bouncing, and I'm walking. All right, class, now that I already went over the critical elements and the keys to the troubleshooting, we'll be going over a little game or a drill that I like to do, and it would also help you guys become a better dribbler as well. So the first drill, we're just gonna do a pound dribble. A pound dribble is just dribbling the ball at about from foot to waist level, very hard for about 30 seconds while you're shifting your weight. The objective of this drill is to maintain control of the ball, and you would also make sure that you don't lose control, and you just want to make sure that you're able to keep control of the ball as you're shifting your weight from left to right. So you can go from your ready position of keeping your knees bent, and since we'll be using both hands to dribble the ball, we're gonna actually have our feet parallel with each other for this drill. So ball right here for 30 seconds, you're just gonna dribble the ball like so with your finger pads as hard as you can. And you want to make sure that the ball the ball doesn't go no higher than your waist level. Notice how I'm shifting my weight from left to right, and notice how the ball is also staying in the same spot, and how I'm using the finger pads of my hands. You can do this with both hands. Obviously, it's going to be harder to do it with your non-dominant hand, but that's how the more practice makes perfect. So I'm just gonna shift my weight from left to right, keeping that ball at about waist level. And you're gonna shift your weight from left to right. Next, we're gonna do a pound crossover. So we're just gonna go back and forth. The objective of this drill is to maintain and make sure that you're keeping your crossover relatively close to your body. As you do the crossover, you want to make sure that the ball goes outside the knee. You don't want to keep it too close like so. You want to make sure that the ball, as you cross over, it stays at about waist level. And you want to make sure that the ball goes outside of your knee, like around this area of your body. So for this drill, you just want to go back and forth, keep your eyes forward, and make sure the ball goes outside your knee. For this drill, you want to do this for about 30 seconds of just going back and forth and maintaining control of the ball, keeping the ball on your finger pads and not the palms of your hand. And then for our last drill that you can practice is going to be our behind the back drill. So we're going to have our knees bent, and we're going to dribble the ball like so. You just want to make sure that the ball, you just want to keep control of the ball, going back and forth. You're going to go back and forth with the ball. Eyes forward, back and forth. 1, 2. Keep your eyes forward, like so. This drill is a little more complex. It's for your more experienced dribblers. So I'm gonna introduce one more. It's just a simple between the legs, like so. Keeping your eyes forward and just dribbling back and forth. You wanna do this for 30 seconds, maintaining control, dribbling it with your finger pads and not your palms. And these are 3 drills that you could do in any environment. You could do it outside, you could do it in your room. And yeah, that's the key elements and drills that you could do to help you learn how to dribble a basketball. Thank you.